Well, I'd been hearing about it for years before I came down, which is probably like a lot of people. I'd seen it advertised, SPNN, come and, come down and check us out. I had a theatre background, and I thought that this would be an interesting to build on the theatre background, to get involved in TV shows and somehow hearing people's stories, getting stories. And of course, I love the technology. I love learning about, the lighting, the control room. I have so many classes I have to take. When I moved downtown, I became a member here because I thought I was looking for my community downtown. I used to live over at Midway. We sold our house and bought a condo. And I came down to City Passport, that's in Gaultier Plaza, and they had just opened, it's like a center for people 50 and over, or would they say 50 and better. And so a friend said, well, why don't you come in on the board for City Passport? They have a meeting once a month.
Active Generations, a show that helps people 50 and better lead happy, healthy, and productive lives.
That's where I met Mike Rosberg. And when he found out I had the theatre background and had become a member of SPNN, he said, would you like to come and help us on Active Generations? Let me just pause here for you, and you can take a break. So when I came to the first taping, he put me in the control room and said, okay, just do this. So I watched him for one taping, and then the next taping, it's like, okay, you do it. And then gradually, I'm just learning a little more as I go along. I talk to different people, take different classes, and people are pretty good about explaining what's going on. And it's sort of interesting because you can never learn enough about it, and there's always something going wrong. There's some button you haven't pushed, or there's something that you have to figure out. So it's like a giant puzzle sometimes. You just have to figure out, why is it not working? And then you can get to the actual taping. I joined Na Fianna Irish Theatre and did a lot of amateur theatre with them. And then at some point, I was bitten by the bug, and I decided I'm going to go back to school. And I went to Hamlin and got a degree in theatre. I decided that I would set up a theatre company, and so, because I wanted to direct, and the only way I could direct was to set up my own company. And so I set up a 501c3 and got a board, and did the whole thing. We worked for 5 years. It ended in 2000.
By Jesus, I'll bring the bloody Joe man for taking all in name. By Jesus, I'll grow French, so I will. Keep it set. Let's get the box there. God, the devil wouldn't stop him till he got home.
Well, I was thinking of getting the band back together, I talked to Na Fianna Irish Theatre, and they have been talking about getting a one-act play together for a festival. And I thought it'd be interesting to videotape that process of deciding on what they were going to perform, the auditioning process, and then maybe some rehearsals, and then maybe the final show. That would be interesting to me. I don't know if anyone else would be interested in that. Well, I brought my husband down here for the first time, about 3 days ago. He knows I do something at SPNN, and he kind of didn't know really where SPNN is located. And he was highly impressed. He didn't know that there was, an actual studio space and the equipment. Yeah, he was. I don't know what he thought I did with my time,
An increasing number of access producers would like to put their work